Regie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. So I am taking a quick break from work to do this live stream because some books arrived fresh from the CGC, and I wanted to share these books with you guys, and I want to share them one, because I'm excited that these books are actually back in the collection. But two, the second reason is because I've already done one video in which I showed you guys some of the new labels that CGC is now offering. And these last two books actually round out the set of new custom labels that CGC is offering. And so all of these books were all sent at the same time, but for some reason, these took a little bit longer to come back to me, and they are here, and I'm going to share them with you guys. So happy Friday to everybody out there that has joined me for this live stream or that may be watching this thing back on replay. It has indeed been a long and short week at the same time. Definitely looking forward to a long weekend here. But without any further ado, I want to show you guys some of the books. And I will tell you, some of these books were sent in to be graded primarily because I wanted to get the label on the book, right? That was like the reason, not necessarily because I thought it was like the highest graded book, right? So a little bit of context there. This book is a really, really cool book for like several reasons. And it is cool because this was the cover that I had recreated by Frog Boy on the wall. That big hand-painted cover recreation is from Fantastic Four 49. And this thing is so shiny. It's like reflecting everything. Here is, I think, the third copy of Fantastic Four 49 that I have in my collection. This was one, again, that was in the collection that I sent in to be graded because I wanted to get the super dope label. So it actually came back at a 3.5 cream off-white pages, which does not surprise me at all because of, again, I knew what this book was. But you can see up at the top, man, you can see the new label that they have over here where the grade is. There is actually a 4 that sits in the background for Fantastic Four, which I think is really dope. You have some artwork kind of in the middle, kind of faded out in the back. And then, of course, you have the wonderful artwork over on the side where, unfortunately, the thing is hidden. The thing is completely hidden behind the CGC seal, but you can see down at the bottom exactly where that artwork actually comes from. So I thought this was really cool. And I have what? We have a 7.5 back there on the wall. I wasn't going to send that one back in to get cracked and all that kind of stuff. So I took one of the raw copies that I had to actually send. So I thought this thing was cool. And again, wanted to kind of share with you guys. Again, no surprise with the grade. I knew what that book was when I actually sent it in. So hello to everybody that's coming in here. I see a lot of you guys kind of rolling in. Crypt Keeper is like, I like it. Felix, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you, my friend. Comics with Bionics, it is good to see you. Sweet Christmas. Sweet Christmas, great label. I have a number 28 out for grading. Fingers crossed for you, brother. Fingers crossed for you that book comes back at a great grade. So this next one, I'm gonna be honest with you. This next one it's a little silly. It's a little silly on my part because I should have sent in another book, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to send it. I wanted to send this one, even though it does not match the label per se. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't care. So what I sent in was Amazing Spider-Man issue number 14, the first appearance of the Green Goblin. I sent this book in, but the label features the Hobgoblin. And again, I don't care. I decided to do it even though a goblin's a goblin, okay? A goblin's a goblin. That's how we're going to look at it. But this label is actually pretty cool because what you can see up here is that the 5.5 is actually being ripped in half, which I think is really cool because of, you know, what's happening over here on this side with the the Hobgoblin ripping Spidey's costume in half. So I thought, again, it's a pretty cool label. You don't have the artwork here in the middle like you do on the FF, but you do have two elements here. You have the Hobgoblin on one side and then the rip in the number on the other side. So I thought that was pretty cool. But this one actually came back at a 5.5 off white to white pages, which is fine. I just love the Green Goblin riding the broomstick, the vacuum cleaner over there, possibly a Dyson vac riding. So I just thought this was a cool book. So let me see this. Such a dope book. And yeah, Green. A goblin is a goblin as far as we're going to do over here. But, I started to send in, of course, there was no, bro, no, there's no claiming. There's no claiming that is going on right now. Vincent in the house. David, how you doing? Snoop is like shiny. Yeah, man, there's some shiny stuff going on. But I started to send in, what is it? ASM 238, maybe? I started to send that one in. And I was like, you know what? A goblin is a goblin is a goblin. And I like ASM 14 better. So I decided to send that in, even though it did not match. But when I was looking at all the labels that CGC has sent to me, they were like, hey, here are all the labels that are new. Send us some books. So I'm looking at the labels and I'm like, okay, what books do I want to send in? And so I spent some time trying to match up the right book with the right label. Kind of playing the grading game, making sure I was doing my dirty grading and didn't get a modern book to come back at a 5.0. So I was playing that game. And this is one that I struggled with, where I was like, I should technically send in the first appearance of the Hobgoblin, but I don't want to. I decided to go with ASM 14. And some people, if I ever sold to people this book, people are like, this dude was stupid. But thankfully, I'm not going to be selling it. I'm just going to be enjoying it. And thankfully, it actually came back at a pretty high grade. Came back at a 5.5. This is a book that I did buy raw in the wild, and it came back at a 5.5, which is not a bad grade for a book from 1964. So let me see. Reggie's got custom feet. It is. I mean, some of these labels are cool, man. I mean, I'll be completely honest. At the end of the day, you guys know this. We talk about this. This hobby should be fun. And if you are doing things that bring happiness to you in the pursuit of this hobby, then you should do that thing. And if spending $5 on a custom label makes you happy, do it. And if you do it and decide you don't want to do it anymore, that's okay too. At the end of the day, have some fun. Whatever that means to you, you should do that thing. Well done, Thomas. Well done. It's such a dope book. Yeah, I think I read that comment. I think I was going in the wrong thing here, in the wrong direction. Great choices, Reggie. I did the same thing. Tough choices. They are some tough choices, my man. And at the end of the day, I am happy with that. Question here: do I send comics? Yeah, I don't have people. I don't have people to do this stuff for me. I think what you're asking is, did I send the books in directly, or did I use a third party like a local comic shop or something like that? Not only do I have a bias for action, Alan, I actually like to be in control. Not necessarily a control freak, but I definitely like to be in control. So yes, I send my own books in to CGC. That way I can actually see them through the entire process from the moment that they are received in the warehouse by A. Brown and that person signs for them, all the way through when they're being shipped back to me. I track them on the UPS or FedEx app to make sure that they arrive. I like to be in the control of what it is that I'm doing. Definitely sending in my Ultimate Fallout 4 to get reholdered. That Miles label is really nice. That's a cool label. The Null label is really cool. Like, if you guys haven't seen my recent CGC unboxing video, you definitely want to check it out. I think it's called Massive CGC Unboxing, super unique name. But you may want to check that out, because I literally show you the other new labels that CGC has offered up close. So you may want to check that out. These were the last two that had not yet been received. So I'm scrolling down through some of the comments here. Man, I'm telling you, happiness is the key to just life. You know what I'm saying? Happiness is just the key to life. And it's like, wherever you can find some happiness, you have to do it, especially with the times that we're in right now. You have to find that. You have to create that space for you to be happy and not let others rain on your parade. Like, I was literally just having a conversation with somebody a few seconds ago that had a bad situation with the comic that they bought. And, the person, towards the end of the conversation was basically saying that they were a very trusting person, and that trust that they give to people has been tarnished a little bit because of this experience. And my comment back to the person, I haven't seen the response. My video comment back to them was, please don't let someone else's foible or mistake or them taking advantage of a situation. Please don't let those things infringe upon your happiness and infringe upon your ability to be who you are as a person, right? Whether that be trusting or being happy, because that would be a travesty in my mind, right? And it's hard. It's hard. I'm not saying that it's an easy thing to do. I'm simply saying that we have to create an environment for us to be happy. And if it's, buying a label and mismatching the label, kind of like I did, if that brings you happiness, do that thing. Do that thing, man. Don't let anybody mess you up. Scrolling through the comments here. What is that? Should put the thing label on the Hulk book. Let me see. Welcome all to the show. Thank you, Ariel. Ariel's in here being a blue wrench. I see what's up. Do you do all your own pressing, or are there some books? Yeah. So I think I actually talk about this in a video that's coming up. But what I will tell you is, and I've actually spoken about this a lot, but I think there's a lot of new people that continue to come to the channel. So I'm not surprised that I continue to get the question. There is only one of me. There are only so many hours in the day, and I have to balance creating content for you guys, creating videos with my own comic book collecting, my own desire to read comics, with my career, with my family. And so if you look on the channel, there are plenty of videos in which I actually show you how to press and how to clean comics, because I do it. But because there's only so many hours in the day and there's only one of me, something has to give. And so I choose, as of late, to outsource comic pressing and cleaning to CGC, just because I don't have the time. I just don't have the time to do it. I can outsource that. I can't outsource family time, right? So something's got to give. So in the case of these books here that you guys are looking at, I just sent them to them. Here, you guys do that. You guys take care of that. I'll pay the money, and I'll go spend some family time over here. So scrolling through some of the comments here. But let me see this. Submit a book that is trash to get the only lowest grade in the system is something I think of doing. I'd rather spend the money buying more books to read. Let me see. Oh yes, that's Silver Surfer. Yeah, man. There's a lot of really cool labels out there, man. They are trying to get that money out of your pocket by coming out with all these dope labels. No doubt about it. I don't know about that. Well, I can't talk about that. I would say that I try to earn your views and your time by exchanging quality content, right? That's my goal. If you're going to spend some time with me, I want to have you walk away with something. And it might be a little bit of entertainment. It might be a little bit of information. It might just be a little bit of escapism for you to get back to your real life and engage a little bit differently because you've had a reprieve. But my goal is to give you something in exchange for your time viewing my content. And so that is my thing. So what is this? I'm waiting for my Clayton Crane Wolverine issue number 8 Black Light to come in. It's shipping now. So beautiful. Sold out in 2 minutes. Well, what I will say to you, my friend, is congratulations on being able to score that book. Fingers crossed that book makes it to you safely and you are happy with that book now that it is back in your possession. So fingers crossed to you, my friend. My man Scott's in here. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Will there ever be DC labels at CGC? It's actually a really good question. So in my head, CGC has to license these labels and the use of these characters on the labels, probably a better way to say it, from Marvel. I don't know if DC is interested in doing that kind of licensing with CGC, or whether CGC isn't interested. I don't know. I honestly have never asked CGC the question. My question to you, Eddie, would be, have you sent CGC a message to ask him that question? And if you have, let me know the answer, because I'd like to know. And if you haven't, I would suggest sending them a message. Sending them a message and saying, hey, love the custom labels you guys are doing. Is there any chance that there will be a DC set of labels at some point in the future, because part of it might be maybe they're probably potentially looking at the volume of books that they receive, and they're probably seeing the volume higher on the Marvel side versus the CGC side. I'm sorry, versus the DC side, which might be what is prompting them to do more of these labels, or they just might have an incredible relationship with Marvel's licensing department. I don't know, but I think it's a great question for you guys to ask. Shout out to my man Tim. Thank you, brother, for Tim's like, here, bro, here's $5 on the next label. Hook it up. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate it. And I will tell you, there's a video coming out next week, I think, with some books that are en route to CGC. So stay tuned for that video. I didn't do a custom label on those. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did blue labels, but Tim, I will put this money in reserve for my next custom label. I definitely appreciate it. What is this? CGC is gonna get a sound chip that says I'm like one of those cards when you open the card up and it plays the music during the holidays. Well done, brother. Will we ever see a Gibbon special label? We might, if I'm able to work out some deals with maybe EGS. EGS may show me some love and do a Gibbon label. I don't know if CGC is ever going to go that route, to be honest with you, but maybe if we can be like Jim Mint. Jim Mint just exceeded 100,000 subscribers. He got a super dope play thing button from YouTube. Maybe if we get to that size, maybe I can roll up to CGC and say, hey, check it out. Gibbon Gang needs a custom label. But when you're only sitting at 11,000 subscribers, no matter how impressive that is, it still doesn't carry the weight that comes with 100,000. So, Chuck, I appreciate you, brother. I definitely appreciate it. Let me see. Scrolling through. Bello, we're going to do a recap here real quick, brother. Yeah, that's a good one. Again, in my head, what I think CGC probably does is that they look at the overall volume of the comics that are coming into to them to be graded, and they probably evaluate from a business perspective, where might we be able to get some incremental dollars from customers that are sending books in, right? So the question would be, is there enough volume in some of these other characters that we're talking about to warrant them licensing that character at a certain cost from Marvel to create a label to then put it on a comic, right? So that would be the question: is there enough Doctor Strange, for example, to do it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know the answer to that. I'm just looking at it from a business perspective, which is something that you guys know that I do. I tend to kind of take a business view to some things. So for those that are coming in a little bit late, I'm showing off some books that are fresh in from the CGC that feature these custom labels, which I've spoken about and shown in previous videos, but haven't shown these labels because they just arrived. The first book is Fantastic Four 49, part of the Galactus trilogy. And up top, we have a super dope label featuring the artwork from Jack Kirby. Down there, it is now on the label, and you can see it over here. Oh, wrong corner, over here, and then you can see it kind of in the middle here. And then, of course, the four for Fantastic Four is in the background behind the grade. So I think it's really cool. Definitely a lower grade book. But still a cool book. I think I have 3 copies of this. I think the 2 lower ones are around the 3.35 range, if memory serves. And then we have a 7.5 on the wall back there. So the last book that I'll show you is my mismatch. This is my mismatch between the label and the book. We have Amazing Spider-Man 14, the first appearance of the Green Goblin. And then up here, we have a label that is featuring the Hobgoblin. So we have a little bit of a disconnect, but in my mind, a goblin is a goblin is a goblin. So we're going to rock with it. But this label is pretty cool. You can see the Hobgoblin over there ripping Spider-Man's costume in half. And on the other side, you can actually see right there the grade being ripped in half. So again, just a cool little element that they added to the label up there. Some cool stuff. So I wanted to show that to folks. And then again, if you guys haven't seen the video that I released, I think it's like Massive CGC Unboxing or something like that about 2 weeks ago. I show in that video the other labels, including the Thor Silver Surfer label, the Miles Morales, the Null, And I can't remember what the others are, but if you watch the video, you will see what it is. All right. So let me scroll back through some of the comments here. What do you say, Thomas? Thomas, I like you more and more. You're so kind. He's like perfectly matched, no mismatch. Forget about it. It's a good thing. Mr. Comic, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Does Dark Hawk have a label? Pretty fly for a Filipino guy. Sent me a message the other day. I think there was like some video game or something like that that's coming out honoring Dark Hawk. I guess it's been 30 years since he debuted or something like that. And we had a little bit of an exchange around Dark Hawk. So shout out to Dark Hawk fans, man. I do have the full run of Dark Hawk, have a healthy number of the issue #1, and would love to see him in the in the MCU at some point. Mismatch. In that case, I'm gonna mismatch a whole lot of stuff so I can get that extra 20%. That's all that I'm saying. Oh my goodness, thank you, brother. The Scotty Young, thank you for that, because I think I put the Scotty Young on Amazing Spider-Man 611, which is that really awesome cover, white cover featuring Spidey wearing a bunch of pouches and guns and stuff like that with Deadpool. So thank you, Chuck. I'm glad you remembered that, brother, because I certainly blanked on that one. All right. With that said, I'm going to wrap this video up. As a reminder, I did release a bonus video. That was bonus video earlier today on Robert Downey Jr. If you guys have not seen that bonus video, I definitely want to encourage you guys to check that one out. Bonus video and now a bonus live stream on Friday. So again, want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. As always, if you guys need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.